All right. Good afternoon, everybody. I know we had the city meeting today, and this podcast is not about that. Tomorrow night, we're going to do another podcast, and we'll cover what happened in the city meeting. What this one here is about is a couple days ago, a post was made on the page regarding some dogs out in the Scotts Hill area that, I might as well just say negligence. I don't know how else to put it. I wanted to catch you guys up on that there. Once that post went up, unfortunately, I was really tied up that Monday. Our son flew back out, but I kind of got involved in it late in the day and really kind of did a push back into yesterday. And today we actually got some positive news. So I really want to share that with you guys to let you know what's going on in that situation. I'm going to say this here. When you guys share posts like that, like this, there's issues that need to be addressed here, and sometimes you don't get resolution. Fortunately, this page is actually helps in bringing light to situations like that, so we can kind of work on getting these problems fixed. I am happy to say we've got some really good news in this here. We're getting some. I don't know how else to say. We're not getting a perfect resolution by no means. But everything takes time, and we have to work within the constraints of the law, and we have to understand how that works. So let me just kind of briefly let you know what happened here. Those dogs out there, like I said, the post was shared. A lot of you guys got up there and jumped in and commented stuff on it. I reached out to a friend of mine who I know has contacts, and they reached out and made some contacts as well. And what has happened in this scenario here is the sheriff's department has gone out there and has seen the what's going on. I've talked with the deputy about it, and the deputy is working to help us get this issue resolved. Again, within the context of the law, we do have to make sure that we are still abiding by the law by all means. But what's going on here is. There's, I believe, 14 dogs total on the property. The one I think was on the front we saw was, I believe, a German Shepherd. The animals are actually they have a healthy weight to them. But yeah, there is certainly concerns about sheltering out there. They apparently seem to be well fed and watered, so that's a positive there. What's happened here is the sheriff's department is moving forward with filing charges. So, an example would be made in this scenario here, which is a positive thing to maybe discourage other people from doing these things in the future. Also, fortunately, we've got a pro animal lover on the sheriff's department helping us out, and I want to give kudos to the sheriff's department and actually taking action in this here, and helping everything work out. Two of the dogs have actually been surrendered by the owner. One is the German Shepherd, which we have somebody right now that is working on dealing with a German Shepherd rescue to get that one taken. And then there's a smaller pit bull mix that is very, very friendly. She's a small female, and we have somebody else that's actually interested in that. So, of the two dogs that have been surrendered, it appears we're going to be able to find them some kind of home. So there's a great thing in that aspect there. There's the remaining dogs out there are pits or pit mixes, which lends to some issues here. And finding them homes as well. Unfortunately, the overbreeding of pit bulls has really it's caused serious issues with being able to place them. But I want to give you some clarity on this here as well, so you understand. The sheriff's department can't just go out there and confiscate dogs. I mean, number one, they're going to have a court order judge going to have to sign off on them to be able to take the dogs. Number two, we don't have any place to put them. I mean, we don't have a shelter. We don't have a facility. And I know there was some stuff brought up, I don't know, probably about last year about animal control, which really wasn't going to help resolve the issue whatsoever. But, that's another play in here that we have to look at is that we just can't, the sheriff's department doesn't have authority to just go out there and seize dogs because they don't have any place to put them. I mean, that's just the harsh reality of it. But talking with some of the people who was involved in this conversation here is we've kind of shifted gears a little bit here. The shelters that are out there are shelters. They are not adequate shelters. So it appears that we've got some people working within the community to actually build shelters or provide shelters that we can get to these animals. Of course, they'll need bedding. I think right now they've got wood chips in there, but the problem is the bottoms are not conducive to allowing body heat to transfer into that. So there'll have to be some additional media, maybe straw or wood chips or anything that we can actually get back in there. But the community actually now is stepping up and is willing to stake and get involved and help out with that there. And if you would like to get involved, if you have a shelter, I believe Jim Robbins, if I remember correctly, posted that he had one. Please, by all means, you can reach me. You can comment on this video. We'll do everything we can to make sure that we can get shelters out there. Now, one thing that has to happen here, and you got to remember, we are working within the context of the law. You can't just go place a shelter. You will have to have a deputy escort you out there and to make that happen. As far as the dogs that have been surrendered, it will be up for adoption. You just can't go pick up those dogs. The deputy has to escort you on the property because this is still private property. So keep that in mind. I will say in the conversation I had with the deputy actually took pictures of all the dogs. And today, 4 of them are missing. Now, whether they got away, somebody went out there and took them, somebody let them loose, I don't know. If you are out there releasing those dogs, or you've gone out there and taken the dogs, I'm just going to be honest with you. Again, we have to work in the context of law. Now you get into the point of theft. So be very, very conscientious of what the laws state. We are working to get this fixed, and we're trying to get them through with this cold snap that we've got. And who knows? I mean, we may have an early winter starting right now. The key thing now is community can step up and help with involvement. If you've got materials, you've got building knowledge and maybe how to build a dog house, or, you've got something you want to donate as far as a dog house or straw, anything like that there, food, water, anything, because, obviously with charges being filed, that kind of takes the owner out of the equation for the time being. So there will have to be things taken care of in that aspect. Now do remember with that there is, again, you can't just go out there on the property. You kind of need to have a deputy go out there with you. And the sheriff's department is willing to work to help get this resolved so we can taking care of these animals. You got to remember, pit bull, they're built for trauma. It's a term I heard today. They're not built for this type of weather. They're very short hair. they're very muscular. They don't have fat on them, so for them to keep their body heat is a tough one. So if you guys want to help get involved in providing shelter and necessary food, water, or bedding, anything like that, there, again, please comment here, reach out to me directly, and we'll get together with the deputy and make this happen. But I want to praise the sheriff's department for actually taking action and willing to work to get this resolved. I know people's emotions are high, but sometimes it takes a little bit of time to get things happening, and we're at that point, which is a wonderful thing. That we're actually getting resolution here. So, again, reach out if you have something to offer. Whatever it may be. Every little bit helps. And moving forward, at least we can get them taken care of as long as we can, until we can find some kind of permanent resolution here, whether the owner may actually surrender. And I also want to kind of give you a little bit of background on some other stuff too. Rescues are overloaded right now. I mean, I can't say it any other way. In the South, we're just not good about taking care of their cats and dogs. There needs to be, I don't know. There's got to be a change in culture and how we do and how we take care of animals. And we're working with that on a side thing, but it's a long-term fix. If it's not really a permanent fix, but if we can impact one mind, maybe we can impact more. But bottom line is, if you want to be part in helping this here, understand, we're doing the best we can. It's not where we can just pick up the phone, have a rescue call, and come down and pick up these animals. It's not that simple. But this post made a difference. And kudos. I don't know how else to say this here, but talking with Sherry, who made the post, I think this has been a problem that she's been trying to get addressed for a while, and putting on the page actually helped reach that point. So, if just remember that the page, not everything has to be bad, and I know it comes across that we bring out a lot of stuff that's negative, but sometimes we can turn vinegar into honey. It's just a matter of we've got to get in here and work for it. And that's really kind of where we are right this moment. So, we're trying to take and provide some honey for these dogs and keeping them, let's get them through the winter until we can find a more permanent solution here. Or maybe the owner actually takes more responsibility once the legal aspect of it carries through. But again, I thank everybody for actually getting up here and posting and commenting. It takes your voice to enact change. It really does. And you guys, you showed out on this one here, and you show out on a lot of things. And I'm very appreciative of it. And I encourage you to continue to do the things that you do. At any point in time, you've got issues that you need something addressed with, and maybe you don't want to put it on a post, shoot me a message. I certainly don't mind jumping in and helping however I can. We're here to try to make our community a better place to live. And that's for all living animals, that's just the way I kind of see it. But, again, if you guys have anything you want to offer, assistance here, any little thing will help with taking care of these dogs as we move through this winter time, and let's see if we can save some lives for the time being. That's it. I'm not going to make this any longer. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Stay warm. I think we got some a little bit more winter weather coming up here now. I don't think it's going to be much of nothing, but you never know. It's cold. Stay bundled up. Stay warm. And again, thank you guys for being part of this page and for continuing to help make things happen in our community. Y'all have a good night.